My name is Bailey Adams, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I had an ankle surgery in 2010 and never felt the same after that. There wasn't any specific things they said went wrong during the surgery at the time, but I just never felt quite right again. I ended up dropping out of high school and was bedridden and went to the Mayo Clinic in 2011 and was diagnosed with Autonomic Nervous System Dysfunction and small fiber neuropathy, kind of in the realm of POTS was the kind of overall diagnosis. At the time, I had doctors that had told me that I'd never go to college and that I was very ill, but when I went to the Mayo Clinic, they were a little bit more positive, and I went through a month-long kind of rehab program to get me back to a point where I could at least function, and I was able to go to college and participated in that. But as the years went on and stress from different things grew, and going through graduate school and getting my master's degree was really hard on me, and so I just kind of spiraled further and further down from that point. I had a lot of issues with pain. I had a lot of energy problems, was having GI issues a lot of the time, and just struggled with anxiety and stuff like that, just because I felt like I wasn't in control of my life and wasn't able to function in a way that made me feel like I was living up to my full potential. My dad found out about Saving Your Brain and Dr. Miller through a client of his. He's an attorney, and so my sister had some brain injuries, and she started coming and had a lot of success working with Dr. Miller, and so they suggested that what I was dealing with personally was something that he could probably help with too. So I came and got evaluated and started working with Dr. Miller. One of the main things that I remember noticing when I first started working with Dr. Miller was that my primitive reflexes were still a huge issue. And so that was one of the things that Dr. Miller focused on with me and helping me integrate those primitive reflexes. And once that occurred, we were able to see a lot of progress. Once I started working with Dr. Miller, we were doing 2-a-days for a 3-day period once a month. And once we started doing that, I really started seeing a difference in my energy levels, in my metabolism, and just in my recovery. If I overdid certain things in the past, I would have days or weeks, a time period where I'd have to recover, and it would be pretty dramatic. But with working with Dr. Miller, if I overdo things or get ill or something like that, my recovery period is much shorter. Looking at today, even just in comparison to since I've had my diagnosis and then a year ago, I'm significantly better. I am able to just kind of live my life without having to be so concerned all the time about what the ramifications of different activities are going to be. I'm much more active. I'm able to work out at the gym 3 or 4 times a week, which was not happening at all even a year ago. And I'm able to, get with family and friends more often and just kind of be able to decide how I want to spend my energy as opposed to being confined. Being able to integrate my primitive reflexes has helped a lot in my healing process, in the recovery speed when I overdo things or get ill. I've just seen a huge difference in how my parasympathetic nervous system has reacted to all the treatments that we've been doing, and there's been a huge improvement in my day-to-day life because of that. Just very appreciative for what Dr. Miller and his team has done for me, and I would highly recommend looking into seeing if these different types of therapies could work for you, because it's made a huge impact in my life in the past year.